My name is Audrey, and the day I showed up to an empty lodge I'd spent $5,000 renting for my family, I realized something cruel: blood doesn't always mean loyalty. The hall echoed with nothing but the hum of the air conditioning and the hollow sound of my heels on polished wood. No laughter. No cousins. Just 3 untouched buffet tables and a voicemail from Mom. We decided to do our own little get-together instead. "Don't take it personally, honey." That single line shattered 10 years of sacrifices, and started the plan that would finally make them see my worth. If you've ever been the one who gives everything and still gets treated like you don't belong, hit that like button and subscribe. Today's story is for every person who has been excluded, underestimated, or taken advantage of by their own family. Because when Audrey stopped apologizing for caring, the people who used her started paying for real. Growing up, I was the responsible one. The one who remembered birthdays, organized dinners, and cleaned up after everyone else's chaos. Dad called me the glue of this family. What he really meant was the tape they peeled off and reused whenever they needed something. I'm 33 now, a marketing coordinator in Denver, still carrying the invisible job of family planner. After the pandemic, we'd barely seen each other, so I suggested a reunion, a chance to reconnect. Everyone cheered in the group chat. "Yes. Audrey, you're the best. Pick someplace fun. We owe you big time." Spoiler, they didn't. I found a rustic mountain lodge 2 hours from home. 15 beds, a chef, lake access, the works. Total cost, $5,000 for the weekend. Mom said, "Book it and we'll Zelle our share later." I booked it. Then came the excuses. "Money's tight this month. Can we just pay you after the trip?" After years of bailing them out, Dad's car repairs, my sister Emily's rent, Uncle Rick's medical bill, I was used to it. I told myself it was fine. Family comes first. I'd cover it for now. I always did. The day before the reunion, I confirmed everyone's arrival time. Emily sent a smiley emoji. Mom said, "We'll see you soon." Dad didn't respond, but he never does. I packed balloons, photo frames, a welcome banner that read "Matthew's family together again." Driving up the mountain, I actually cried from happiness. Finally, something good. Something warm. Something mine. The parking lot was empty. At first I thought I'd arrived early. Then I checked my watch, I was late. Inside, the tables were set, flowers fresh, food still warm. But no voices, no cars, no family. I called Mom. Straight to voicemail. Then Emily. Uncle Rick. Dad. Finally, Mom picked up on the 5th try. "Mom, oh Audrey, we should have told you. We decided to have a small gathering at your brother's place instead. It was closer for everyone." Me, everyone? So everyone's there except me? Mom, laughing lightly, "Don't be so dramatic. You know we love you." Then the line clicked dead. I stood in that $5,000 lodge, alone with 3 buffet tables and a pain that felt like someone had scooped out my chest. I ate a cold piece of lasagna in silence and watched the sun go down over the lake. That's when my phone buzzed, a photo from Emily's Instagram. All of them, smiling in front of my brother's house with a banner that read "Family Forever." The caption, "Nothing beats togetherness, red heart." My hand shook so badly I nearly dropped the phone. Togetherness. Without me. I didn't cry that night. Not really. I just sat there making a list in my notes app. Expenses for the reunion. Lodge rental, $3,800. Catering, $850. Decor plus supplies, $280. Gas plus delivery, $70. Emotional damage, priceless. When you've spent your whole life being the giver, revenge starts as a whisper, "Make them see." And that night, I decided they would. They left me with leftovers and a credit card bill. I'd spent years paying for their comfort, now it was their turn to pay for mine. I drove back to Denver the next morning, headlights cutting through mist and humiliation. Every mile felt heavier. I kept replaying Mom's laugh, that dismissive, "Don't be so dramatic." When I got home, the group chat that used to buzz with family chatter was now flooded with pictures from their party, my mom's cooking, my sister's selfies, my uncle's bad jokes. My stomach turned when I saw my name tagged under one photo. The caption read, "We missed you, Audrey. Maybe next time, red heart. Next time." As if this was a scheduling conflict and not a deliberate betrayal. I didn't reply. Instead, I scrolled through my online banking app. My credit card balance blinked back at me, minus $5,008.17. That's when the rage replaced the sadness. You can only be the doormat for so long before you start noticing the dirt on everyone's shoes. I decided to give them exactly what they deserved, not yelling, not begging, but clarity. I started small. The following week, Mom called asking if I could help Emily pay her car insurance just for this month. "I can't," I said flatly. "What do you mean you can't?" Exactly what it sounds like. The silence on the other end felt delicious. For once, she didn't know what to say. Then came Dad. "Hey kiddo, can you book the beach house for summer again like last time?" "Sure," I said. "But I'll need everyone's deposits up front." He laughed. "You're joking, right?" "Not this time, Dad." The energy shifted. That's when I knew, they were so used to Audrey the helper that Audrey the accountant terrified them. One evening, I opened my laptop, created an invoice template, and titled it Family Financial Contributions, 2015 to 2024. It was petty. It was precise. And it was beautiful. I itemized every favor, every unpaid trip, every "I'll pay you later" that never came. At the bottom, I added a simple line. Due upon receipt. Interest compounded by disrespect. When I sent it in the family group chat, my heart thudded so hard I could feel it in my throat. The message read, "Since you all enjoyed the reunion without me, please enjoy the invoice too. Total amount due, $18,740.84. Receipts available upon request." The chat exploded. "Mom, this isn't funny." "Emily, you're insane." "Uncle Rick, Audrey, what's gotten into you?" And finally, Dad's reply. "You've changed." I stared at the screen and smiled. "Yes," I typed. "I finally have." That night, I turned off my phone for the first time in years and slept like a woman who had just remembered her worth. The next morning, my phone lit up with 12 missed calls. Mom, Dad, Emily, even Uncle Rick, all suddenly desperate to talk. When I finally picked up, Mom's voice was trembling. "Audrey, you're embarrassing the family. You can't just send bills to your parents." I let her finish before answering. "Mom, you embarrassed me the moment you threw a reunion without me." There was a pause, then her tone hardened. "We didn't think you'd mind. You're always so busy, always making things complicated." That line hit differently. Busy. Complicated. The same words they'd used for years to make me feel like my independence was a flaw. "You know what's complicated, Mom?" I said, my voice calm but sharp. "Spending $5,000 on people who can't even bother to text a thank you." That call ended with her hanging up on me, but something shifted. For the first time, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. I stopped checking the group chat. I muted their numbers. The silence that used to hurt now felt like peace. Then came the final straw, a knock at my door. It was Emily. My younger sister, the one who'd borrowed money a dozen times, the one who posted "Family Forever" while standing at the party I funded. She looked nervous, clutching a small envelope. "Mom wanted me to apologize," she said softly. "We didn't mean to hurt you." I raised an eyebrow. "You didn't mean to, or you just didn't care?" Her silence said everything. She handed me the envelope. Inside was a $200 check. For the food, she said. I stared at it. $200 for 5,000 spent, and years of being treated like a wallet with feelings. Keep it, I said quietly. You'll need it more than I do. So that's it? She asked. You're just done with us? I met her eyes and smiled, not coldly, but finally, honestly. No, Emily. I'm just done being the only one who tries. She left without another word, and for the first time in my life, I didn't chase her down to fix it. That night, I opened my laptop again, this time, not to send invoices or texts, but to start something new. A website, the Family Fund Project. A small blog teaching people how to say no to manipulative relatives and reclaim their time, their money, and their peace. Within a week, it went viral. Thousands of comments, mostly from people who'd been through the same heartbreak. That's when it hit me, my revenge didn't have to end with them. I could turn my pain into purpose. And that's exactly what I planned to do next. Weeks passed, and the silence from my family was deafening. But this time, I didn't chase it. I poured every ounce of that leftover pain into my blog, the Family Fund Project. I wrote articles like How to Stop Being the Family ATM. Emotional Labor, the Debt No One Talks About. Why Helping Isn't Love When It Hurts You. Each post was raw, honest, and brutally specific. I didn't use names, but I didn't have to. Anyone who'd ever been taken advantage of could feel the truth behind every sentence. Within a month, my website had over 200,000 views. Emails poured in from strangers saying things like, I thought I was alone. You helped me stand up to my toxic parents. Thank you for putting my feelings into words. For the first time in my life, giving didn't hurt, it healed. Then one afternoon, I got an email from a journalist at a lifestyle magazine. She wanted to feature my story, a woman who paid for her family's reunion, only to be ghosted by them. I hesitated. Going public meant my family would see everything. But then I remembered Mom's laughter. Emily's fake apology. Dad's silence. So I said yes. The article went live with the headline. The $5,000 lesson, how one woman turned family betrayal into empowerment. It exploded online. Comments, shares, interviews, it all snowballed. By the end of the week, my website traffic tripled, and a financial therapy podcast offered me a guest spot. The sweetest part? A company reached out offering to sponsor my platform, $20,000 upfront. I laughed so hard I nearly cried. The exact people who once drained my wallet had indirectly helped me build something that now earned more than they ever took. Then came the cherry on top. Mom called again, this time, her voice softer. Audrey, we read the article, we didn't know you felt that way. I stayed silent. Can we talk? Maybe do dinner? I finally said. Sure. But this time, it's on me, emotionally, not financially. When I met them, I didn't show anger. I didn't demand apologies. I just looked around that table and saw them differently, small, ordinary, powerless over me. Mom reached across the table. We miss you, honey. I smiled. I miss who I thought you were. The words landed like a quiet thunderclap. No yelling. No scene. Just truth, and silence. That night, I went home, poured a glass of wine, and opened my email. Another notification pinged. Payment received, $20,000 sponsorship deposit confirmed. 5,000 lost. 20,000 gained. A lifetime of peace earned. My revenge wasn't a scream. It was success, quiet, steady, and undeniable. They left me out of one reunion. So I built my own, a community of people who finally understood me. It's been 8 months since that day at the empty lodge. Sometimes I still think about the silence of that room, the echo of my footsteps, the untouched food, the fading smell of lasagna and betrayal. But now, it doesn't sting. It reminds me of who I was before I learned how to choose myself. My blog grew into something much bigger than I ever imagined. I started a YouTube channel, the Family Fund Diaries, where I talk about emotional boundaries, financial manipulation, and healing from toxic relatives. Thousands of people watch every week. Sponsors came. Book deals followed. I even quit my corporate job. What began as humiliation turned into independence. What began with rejection turned into recognition. A few weeks ago, I got a text from Emily again. Mom's planning another reunion. She wants to invite you first this time. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed back. Tell Mom I already have plans, with people who actually show up. And for the first time, I didn't feel cruel saying it. I felt clear. Because revenge, I learned, doesn't always look like fire and fury. Sometimes, it's peace. Sometimes, it's silence. And sometimes, it's watching the people who underestimated you finally realize you don't need them anymore. One night, while filming a video, I got a notification, a comment from someone anonymous that said, "You're the girl whose family skipped the reunion, right? Just wanted to say, you inspired me to walk away too." I smiled. That one comment felt like the truest kind of justice, not making them pay, but helping others like me stop paying the emotional price we never owed. Now when people ask if I've forgiven my family, I say yes. But forgiveness doesn't mean letting them back in. It means finally locking the door and throwing away the spare key. The truth is, I didn't lose my family that day. I lost the illusion that I ever had one. And that loss? It gave me everything I needed to build something better. Sometimes the greatest revenge is no revenge at all, just growth, peace, and success so bright that the people who once ignored you have to squint to look your way. I spent $5,000 on a family reunion that no one attended, but what I got in return was priceless: self-respect, freedom, and the power to never beg for love again. If Audrey's story gave you chills or reminded you of your own family struggles, smash that like button and tell us in the comments. Speech balloon: have you ever had to walk away from people you love to find peace? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this, where betrayal meets justice, and every heartbreak finds its revenge. Headphone, because sometimes, the best revenge is finally living without them.